We're just going to hop right into our next contestant, Rebecca Thomas, VAA. Becky! Start with. We're going to start with Keith.
Becky! All right, Becky. First off, it was quiet. Everything was quiet. You know, I had to crank everything up to hear you, and then the next one I listened to was too loud and it hurt my ears. So I blame you for that. You opened up big, but kind of went over the top. But then in just a little ways further, you pulled back from the maniacal laughter or what you were doing, the bigness, and there was a nice sense of confidence that was really believable. And then you juxtaposition that with a nervous kind of character, and I was like, that's cool. I just felt like your acting needed a little bit more work still. As far as the talent, we had sewing and drawing. I was totally impressed with all that stuff. But overall, I just felt like a little bit more work. There's some good stuff there. It just needs to be shaped like clay, molded and shaped a bit more. So for me, unfortunately, right now, it's a thumbs down.
Let's move on to Patrick. What did you think?
I thought the drawing and the costuming, I thought it was really cool. I thought the wolf head at the end was very cool, especially when she's like, this is the first one I've ever made. I'm like, the first wolf head I ever make would be like an egg carton with some old carpet on top of it and be like, look, the mouth moves. Like, that would be my first wolf head. So kudos for that being your very first wolf head. I wish I could have seen something happening art-wise with time lapse maybe. Again, the volume is an issue. I'm not expecting people to be master cinematographers, but like if I've maxed out my volume on my computer and I still can't hear you, that's not going to help. On the acting side, she committed. There was differentiation. I'd like a little more of both, but I'd also like to see if she can go there. So with the caveat of bring more, do more, I'm going to say thumbs up.
All right. Mommy.
Yeah, it was, again, very, very quiet, so it was hard to judge, but I like the characters that you picked. Like, you had a lot of varieties. You know, I was amazed that you did Hare and you did Yoko from Renraga. But some of them I liked, but some I didn't. And I also felt like, I don't know, maybe something about the energy, or maybe just the video sounding really low. I just, you know, didn't feel all of them. Some were really good. And the talent, drawing, and then the costume sewing, the furry head thing that you made, I was so impressed. I didn't even know you can handmade those furry heads. And I like furry stuff. So I just wondering if you are in our studio auditioning, you might sound amazing. Just the video was a little bit disappointing, but I want to hear more from you, so I say yes.
So Becky's moving on. Congratulations. That brings us to our last contestant for the day, Skylar Davenport. Let's start off with, Mommy, why don't you pick up this one?
Yes, so voice audition, Madoka Magica, and I was impressed that you switched voices back and forth. And then they were good, but I'm just wondering, why you picked that scene, because if you like Madoka, you know there are a lot of scenes that you could have picked to show your emotional range. So I was a little bit disappointed. Like Patrick said earlier, where you pick the scenes, those are very important. So although I liked your voices, I wasn't really too impressed about it. And then the talent, I definitely liked what you were playing. I don't know what it was, but it sounded beautiful. But this time, I have to say no, sorry.
That's a no from Mommy. What do you think, Patrick?
I'd never even seen an Erhu. It was written on the screen. I don't know how to pronounce it. So my horizons were broadened, and I appreciate that. It sounded a little sharp now and then, but having never seen one or heard one before, that could just be the style. I don't know. And seeing her do something, I think, helped mitigate the fact that with the cosplay and the crafting, weren't seeing her do it. So I appreciated that. On the acting side of things, she gave us the two voices, but they were in the same scene, and I think a lot of people are losing when they take that gamble of, I'm just going to do one scene and do everybody. Not so much. I felt like the Madoka voice especially drifted once she got into the scene, and the scene felt just kind of external. Like it didn't feel like the lines were coming from anywhere within. They started here and just like came out into the world, but it wasn't from here. It wasn't from the heart. It didn't feel like it was locked into anything. So I'm gonna say no.
You gotta know. Keith, why don't you wrap this up for us?
Yeah, you know, I remember my first wolf head. It was pretty good, actually. It was pretty good. And by the way, Patrick, it's the instrument.
It sounds like Scooby asking a question.
Exactly. That's how they got the famous line. Is from that instrument. I love that playing. The talent, by the way, Skylar, that was fantastic. I thought that was really cool. In terms of the voice, I mean, just taking your voice by itself and listening, you have a really nice voice, like vocal quality to it. I mean, I'd want to hear that voice, but the choices and the characters that you gave me were really depressing. I mean, and they were all kind of in this same, like, sad, you know, thing that just everything was like right here, and you could even see it. I mean, in your face, you just weren't moving your face very much, and maybe they were supposed to be, but I wanted to like slit my wrist afterwards, and not, you know, I was so depressed. I was so sad. I started thinking about all the troubles in the world and everything that's wrong. There's so much, and I remember my first. So for me, it was unfortunately a thumbs down.
Oh, Keith can't
But not
have...
on your Erhu. Your Erhu was great. Erhu.
So, that wraps it up for the show. We have 4 people moving on. Alexandria Bearden, Alexandro, Sav, John, and Stanislaw, Rebecca Thomas. Congratulations. You're continuing on for your chance to be the perfect idol.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh, baby. Ruh-roh. Oh my God, let's get out of here, Scoob.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace and love.